Welcome back to the channel, Married at First Sight fans. We are at the finale, season 11, episode 17. And before I get started, if you are new here, feel free to subscribe. We have quality content over here when we do our review and recap of reality romance TV. So also, if you like the video, smash the like button. Also turn the notification bell on so you'll get notified every time we post a new video. Let's get started. So we have our regular host, Kevin Frazier, and we're going to start off with our first couple, Amani and Woody. And, of course, he wanted to check in with them to see how everything is actually going with the two of them and how this has been pretty much seems an easy journey, but before he got started with them, he wanted to kind of go back and recap everything of some of their memorable events that they've had, and for the most part, from what we noticed, they seem like they really from the moment go started with amazing chemistry. And I mean, I'm a fan of theirs, and I know you guys are as well. But they had some interesting moments that they did talk about, the whole thing from the wedding itself, the fact that they're able to communicate, the fact that they started intimacy way back at the honeymoon period when they were in Mexico. They laughed together, they played together, they danced together. They had deep moments that they could talk about things to each other, quiet moments as well. And of course, as we saw in yesterday's video, they decided to stay married. So, like Kevin Frazier, he was asking them, you guys have had amazing chemistry starting from the first moment that you guys got together at the wedding day. Are you still married? And they're like, yeah, that's a silly question. We already expected that, right? And actually, she brought up the fact that she just wanted to change her last name because Woody didn't even know. He called them the Randalls from moment go. But she was still using her maiden name, and to his surprise, she had been trying to change her last name to Randall, but due to the quarantine, she couldn't get to the Social Security office. So that was something, good to know. He asked Woody about the whole thing at decision day when she said about getting a divorce, and he was like, yeah, because I'm telling you, the whole thing about flashing and flipping out, I would have flipped the couch over. That was so funny. But there was something that he needed to say, and this is what earlier today, well before the show, but I didn't want to spoil it. And you guys, it was on my Instagram, so, if you want to go subscribe, I get a lot of spoilers over there if you want to see them at Romance Review TV on IG. All right, but this was absolutely beautiful. We knew they were going to stay together. Production really, built this up thinking that there was some big dirty secret, but the truth comes out. So let's move on to our second married couple, and of course that is Bennett and Amelia, and of course they were actually on screen. They wasn't live with the rest of the couples and Olivia because of the fact that they're in Richmond and she's still in the middle of her residency. But I mean, they were talking about how this first year they've been working a lot. Bennett got a job, but before we even get into that, they were able to recap some of their most memorable moments too. I mean, they are so unique, so creative. They walk to the beat of their own drum, and you've heard me say that in other videos. But we remember all of their memorable moments, And I mean, Bennett just got a smile to light up. Even though he's quirky, that dude is extremely intelligent. All of them are. I mean, we got a great bunch of couples this time. I mean, they are really, really solid. I mean, we got 3 out of 5 this time. But anywho, it was so crazy how in the middle of talking to Kevin Frazier, Bennett spotted something in her teeth, and she was like, "You gonna get it out?" And he picked her teeth. I'm telling you, they are so comfortable with each other. They don't judge each other, any of that. So, anywho, the questions that he had for them is what type of doctor she was going to be, and because he thought she would be great as being a pediatrician, but she's actually going for a family medicine position. And then with Mr. Bennett, he actually found himself a job where he is switching homes over to solar energy. I'm like, okay, Bennett, you go head on. I'm wondering if he's still doing the whole music and theater thing. He's definitely trying to sing, as we saw. And that was so funny, talking about what movies can we find, asking Kevin Frazier. And he took it in stride. They are just so funny. I absolutely love these two just as much as I love my other couple, Woody and Amani. But I'm telling you, they're who they are, and we'll look forward to seeing what's up with them. So let's talk about this couple right here. And that's Karen and Miles. And, here's my thing. Like I told you guys in yesterday's video, she really got a bad edit. And you'll see why. And her mom was sticking up for her. Miles was sticking up for her. A lot of what we seen was things that was only focused on, but not truly the full picture. Whether that Karen didn't want it on screen, or whether production chopped and screwed, the footage and did what they wanted to do with the editing. But what we seen tonight and yesterday, what was said by them is totally opposite of what we've been given on screen. And that is so unfortunate, because I would have loved to see the progression of these two. If, when that turning point happened for the both of them, I would have loved that. But for some reason, we didn't get that. So, but anywho, they were having conversation about all of the women that's sliding into his DMs, and she looking like, sorry, I don't know what you thought, but no, this is my husband. The big news is that they've consummated their marriage. The intimacy has been building. They really appreciate each other. Yes, she says that she's the type of person who's closed off and reserved, and we've seen plenty of those scenes. You know what I'm saying? So and that's so unfortunate, because there was obviously more to this couple than what we saw. And the thing is that I'm hoping that everything that we didn't see is really what built the foundation to where they are now 8 months later. Because, they got married in February. And, of course, now we're in October. They've been together a whole 8 months now. And, she needs somebody who was emotionally tied with her. And the moment that Miles decided to be straight up with her and say, look, this is what I want. Because he was just about to be done. That kind of put a switch on and say, okay, now, I need to do what I need to do and step up. And she said that's what she did, So I'm happy for these two. They look like they are so further in the process than what we thought they were. Because, last week my video was a lot different than what I'm saying now. And my thing about my channel is that I want to make sure that what I'm putting out there is actually in, good taste for everybody involved. Not only you guys, but also the people that we talk about. So, but, they had a lot to say. They consummated the marriage. They moved in together. I mean, I'm so happy for them. I'm happy for her, because now she seemed like she's so much more comfortable, and she probably have been comfortable. We just haven't seen it. We only saw probably stuff from earlier this year. But there was something funny that another clip that they didn't show, which was this race, because the two of them are extremely competitive, and she thought she was going to beat him because this is a race that they talked about in Mexico, and she fell flat on her belly. And she was laughing, and she was like, oh, I messed up my clothes. And Miles came over there and dusted it off, and she had no problem with him touching her at all, which I saw that to be very, very interesting. I think they absolutely look gorgeous together. I mean, he lost weight, and he did. Hey, he's happy with who he is. She's now comfortable with him. It's just an awesome thing to see, and I wish them so much of the best. They're not talking about kids or anything right now, but I will say that there's something that Miles wrote to her on social media, and I'm going to share that with you. He shared that right earlier today, and he said, to my Mrs. Landry Williams, the world will never know all that we have been through, and I kind of like it better that way. We know what we have, and I am excited for the world to see the person I have gotten to know and care about since day one. I am so proud of you. This year has been a journey. We lean on each other through a wild experiment, a pandemic, and being silent while the world reacts to what they've seen. The hate has been unreal, and through it all, you found the strength, courage, and love to show up every day and build a strong foundation for our marriage. You told me early on you want something special. Let's get this started, killer. So he definitely did this and protected his queen. So unfortunately, ladies, Miles is officially off the market. So I wanted to share the remaining slides with you guys of our 3 happiest still married couples, Bennett and Amelia, Miles and Karen, and Woody and Amani. They have officially moved into their own places. They're no longer in the homes that they were originally in. So we got house tours from all 3 of our couples, and even Bennett still got the blender from month 1 of their anniversary. So I thought that was so cool. And then we have Miles and Karen sharing a tour of their apartment. They even have their pictures still on the refrigerator, on their counters. I am so happy for them. I mean, there are some folks that are still not feeling Karen, that not happy that Miles made that choice. But listen, if this is what they want, I wish them all of the best, the very best. And, I'm all about love and romance, hence Romance Review TV. You guys, I do want to thank each and every one of you for this season. We have had a great run since, I think, July. Haven't we been watching this season since July? And, oh, by the way, before I even go there, we also got to see Woody and Amani's house tour as well. And they live a few doors down from Miles and Karen. How cool is that? 2 best friends who were single come on a show, meet 2 other single ladies, and now all 4 of them are friends. I've been seeing them all over social media, hanging out at parties, doing their thing. So kudos to these 4 and the Bennett and Amelia. We can't forget about them. She's doing her thing, going into internal medicine. I really think this was one of the best seasons that I've seen in probably the past 4 or 5 years. We had the Deanna and Greg, Jessica and Austin, AJ and his wife, Beth and her husband. I mean, we've had some crazy seasons, but I think even with the quarantine this season with our 3 couples, we made it out of a quarantine with 3 good couples. Now, I know you guys might still be on the fence about Karen and Miles, but honestly, I'm hoping for the best. I mean, Mom, Miles, Karen, her friends, her family has been saying she's getting bad edits, but honestly, they are absolutely gorgeous together. She's smiling, she's happy, he's happy, and especially they done consummated that marriage. That was the biggest thing. So I know they are happy and probably can't stay away from the bedroom, but hey, it is what it is. All 3 of these couples, I'm so happy for them, and I can't say enough. Besides the bad editing, I will say that I'm glad we were able to at least come out with 3 out of the 5 couples this season. So, you guys, let me know what you all think about part 1. There is a part 2. I wanted to put these 3 couples on one video, and then we're going to put the other 2 couples with Henry and Christina and Brett and Olivia on the second video. So, look out for that one. But again, I want to send out some love and an extreme shout out to all my subscribers, all of my Married at First Sight fans. Thank you so much for a great season 11. Let's get ready for season 12 in Atlanta in January 2021. So without further ado, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.